I was in 3rd grade whenever 9/11 happened, and my teacher, Mrs. Schunkweiler, true story, I swear, came in and was like, class, what I'm about to tell you is going to change the course of American history. And I honestly remember thinking in 3rd grade that I'd been discovered. I was like, oh my gosh, is it about me?
Here it is.
I was like, you called it, Natalie. Let's go. Big time.
It happened.
Can I take this 6 out? Because I'm about to throw up.
That
Jesus
quick, man.
Christ.
That was quick. That's
How many
fast
minutes-
acting. I mean, it's probably been 5, maybe.
I mean, I haven't even started to digest this
Yeah.
thing.
Well, sorry, I don't do heroin.
Like,
yeah.
Sorry, I don't have a heroin tolerance over there.
That's
fair.
pretty
Yeah,
accurate.
but you guys get a grip on reality.
I think
is
you
what
just
you
swallow
guys.
it. Probably.
I'm gonna
Best
wait
way.
another 5. Now
Give
that
it another-
Lou's gone, let's get in here.
All
Appreciate
right.
that. Can you give me a 5-minute buzzer when another 5 goes off, Brew?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Henry Allen,
Kind of weird.
stand-up comedian. Your claim to fame is you are the 9th best.
I mean, that's not necessarily my claim.
But that's
to
like a
fame.
joke that you
Yeah,
tell.
I was looking for kind of a Columbus angle for
So like the
marketing.
greater Columbus area.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
by a blog that's Columbus Underground. They make like the top 10 list of everything
Oh,
voted on
okay.
by their readers.
Okay.
And last year I was 9, which I was like, that's so stupid because you can ask Lou, very good. It's insane.
At least a 7.
Like some
At
of these
least.
people on the list like haven't even done stand up in like 8 years. And I'm like, oh, they're 4.
Oh, wow.
Okay, great.
That's kind of fucked up.
Well, it's not because so they released this list. I'm 9. I have this whole idea for like the next year, which is 2024. I'm going to be like the 9th best comedian in Columbus. It's going to be an angle. It'll be funny, all this stuff. So then a couple days later, I do this like whole photo shoot with my friend, and we like have a birthday cake with like a 9
Oh, that's
candle and
good.
all kinds of fun little stuff with it. And then there was this award show by a different group, a Columbus Comics group, and they had the top comedians in Columbus, and they gave me an award, and I was 2nd.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I already have
wasted
this
the
9
money on the
thing,
cake.
so I'm not actually going to tell anyone about this one.
Just say you're 9.
I'm just going to do the 9 thing.
Number 9.
Yeah.
And that's a respectable number, right?
Yeah, because if it's like, oh, I'm the 2nd best in Columbus, like it's almost like I don't want it to be literal.
Yeah.
if that's the right word.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just supposed to be like, oh, silly. Because
No, I
like I
think-
said, I'm kind of fucking awesome at it. So we'll
Pretty
see.
good. Pretty
And
good.
I've never, like, I feel bad because I've not seen you.
You should feel bad. Let's go ahead and pause and pull up everything I have.
Let's,
Bruno.
let's run a short clip
I
in the
showed him some.
background.
I showed.
Oh,
him
yeah,
some of
I
his
did.
stuff.
Actually, that's a lie. I did see, like, some clips.
He forgot.
Wow, and you lied to me already.
I did. We're starting off real good here,
Oh,
man.
you're going to piss me off over there.
We're going to get along just fine.
Well-
But I did, like, I'm hard to impress, especially with, like, local people.
I am too with
But
comedy.
that was pretty
I think
good.
I told you
I
that.
forget what the bit was about. What bit it was.
We don't have to talk about it. You
Okay.
are hard to impress.
Well, with comedy, yeah.
And you thought it was good?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
So should I tell the viewers that you saw me?
Sure.
You saw me do a Pelotonia fundraiser for how many people you think? 30? 40?
40
man,
probably.
okay.
In like a basement of a...
Irish pub.
Yeah.
Or something.
And it was interesting.
Yeah.
I do a lot of like crowd work, they call now, where it's just like, oh, what's your job? Nice shoulders. What are you, stupid? I do a lot of that. Do a lot of
Right.
shoulder
Which is
stuff.
awesome.
Shoulder stuff's always good.
Dude, I love shoulder stuff. And sometimes comedians, better ones than me, will make fun of comedians that do crowd work. They'll be like, oh, comedians come out and they'll be like, hey, what's your job? Hey, man, fuck you.
What do
What's
they call
that
it? Like
dude's
cheap
name?
heat? Like, you're like, come on, man. That's like,
Lazy.
yeah.
Not really that. They're just like, oh, everybody's doing that.
Oh.
They're like, oh, whoa, look at what you guys do.
What's that fucking comedian? Chris
Oh, Crystalia?
the Italian guy that got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw a bit he did that exact same bit.
Oh,
Where he
really?
was like, yeah, fucking come out and do crowd work. And
Yeah. So a lot of comedians do like that, like a joke like that. But whenever I see that, I'm just like, stop doing my act. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like that's, yeah. What was your question, Aaron?
I don't even know anymore. Oh, let's play pretend though. Okay, so you're at a show right now.
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of
Well,
3
we're getting into this
people.
sooner than I thought,
What,
but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, hold on. Do you do a play pretend in here a lot?
I mean, we dabble. We dabble.
Okay, let's play pretend. All right, Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Bruno, hit the lights. What would like? Okay, you're in a crowd, it's really bad turnout.
I'm in a crowd, or I'm
I mean, we're
performing?
in the crowd. You're
Okay.
the performer we paid to see.
And it's a bad turnout.
Yeah, but like
What are you talking about?
crowd.
Bad turnout.
Well, I mean, it's just the three of us here.
Okay, and how big's the room?
Like this size, we'll say.
So I'm doing a small room this big, and there's
This-
3 people.
Yeah.
You already tore. You already. Well, you didn't really torch me, but you already tore into me when I was at the.
Well, because you.
I made it easy.
It's easy.
We'll get into
lobbed
that.
ya.
We'll get into that. in a
Okay.
second. So I'm doing this small room.
Yeah.
And there's 3 people.
Us. Yeah.
And they bought tickets to see me.
Yeah.
We're playing pretend. How much were tickets?
We'll say 15 apiece.
15 a piece.
Yeah.
So I see that. I'm like, this room's half full.
Man,
So-
Right. Yeah.
I'm about to
Almost
walk-
sold out.
I'm almost sold out. About
Standing
to
room
walk out
only.
of here with $45.
Yeah, you
How
are.
long do I have to do?
I'll do a 30-minute bit.
Piece of cake.
Okay. So like, what would you say to us?
Oh, I lock it on you,
My God.
and you leave in tears. So
That's good.
Yeah, for us it is. But what I specifically say to you guys?
Yeah. What would you start off with?
I would be like, you guys should kiss.
Okay.
And then I'd go from there. I've been doing a lot of kissing lately.
Kissing's
I've
fun.
been
You
like,
were doing that at the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
show I went to.
I love it. I'll be like, oh, this guy's big. You want to fucking fight me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll fight your lips with my lips. Come up here and kiss me.
So good, bud.
Yeah,
I love
It's
it.
good.
it's pretty funny.
It
Or I'll
is
be like, yeah,
good.
you got a backwards hat on. This guy's got a backwards hat on. Uh-oh, they got a kiss. And I'll like try to get the crowd to say
I'd be
it.
into
Make
that,
people
man.
uncomfortable.
And has anybody ever kissed?
No.
You want to be the first?
No.
No. Okay, you don't. What if they actually kiss then?
You know what I don't like? Whenever people try to be funny. Because I do a lot of stuff when I go to a guy and I'm like, oh, what's your job? And they're like, oh, I'm a fucking test dummy at the blowjob factory. And you're like, shut up. You work at a car dealership. The funniest stuff comes from true stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're not being honest, or you are just trying to, like I did a show the other night and I asked to do what his name was, and he said his name was Big Bubba. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
That's
and then
not your fucking name.
It's not. And he goes, yeah, it is. I go, what's your last name? He said Lightfoot.
Oh.
I said, your name's Big Bubba Lightfoot. And he goes, yeah. I said, let me see your ID. And he goes, okay. He takes it out. His name was like Terrence Washington Jr. I'm like, that's not even
not even
Remotely
close.
close.
But he
That's
thought it was funny.
He thought he was crushing.
Bubba Lightfoot.
Yeah.
Big Bubba Lightfoot.
Big Bubba Lightfoot. All right.
So, yes, I do have a little Roomba vacuum, and I have been calling that Big Bubba Lightfoot because
Lightfoot.
That's
just
good.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet, yeah.
All right, you guys ready to start?
Oh,
We're
yeah,
started.
I guess
I'm
we,
just- we're fucking
yeah,
live.
let's begin. How'd you grow up?
Yeah. Tell us about the what's the word I'm looking for? The origin story.
Childhood?
Origin story of Henry.
Okay, I'm from a small town. How long do we have?
Hour and a half, whatever.
Let's do 3.
Okay.
I am from a small town in southern Ohio called Minford, Minford. It's a village. 400 people in the town. I am the youngest of 7 siblings, 6 older sisters, only boy. My parents got divorced because I'm American, and my mom
that's fair.
remarried this British dude, almost like instantly. He was like kind of in the picture. That's why they got divorced. So I was brought up. My biological father is an auctioneer, so I'm also an auctioneer. And then my stepdad is an old British man.
Can we get a quick?
25, not 30, but he get 30, not
Thank
30,
you.
30, but he get 30, 30, not 35, 35 and 40, but he get 40, 40, not 40,
That's pretty
40,
good.
45.
Confirmed.
Sold
That checks out.
$40.
What about the British
Auctioneer.
guy?
He,
How'd he talk?
I can't do a British accent.
Oh, man.
I wish I could, but I actually have this British joke that I'm trying to work on. I'll tell you guys in a second.
Okay.
So yeah, we did a lot of like parties, stuff like that. Like my sisters and my mom and my family would always have like be entertaining and stuff, and we were all just kind of just chopping it up. The first time, and I like always wanted to be like a performer. Like I have a joke about I was in 3rd grade whenever 9/11 happened, and my teacher, Mrs. Schunkweiler, true story, I swear, came in and was like, "Class, what I'm about to tell you is going to change the course of American history." And I honestly remember thinking in 3rd grade that I'd been discovered. I was like, "Oh my
Hey,
gosh, is
guys,
it about
here it
me?"
is. Here it is.
I was like, "You called it, Natalie. Let's go, big time."
It happened.
Can I take this 6 out? Because I'm about to throw up.
That
blood.
Jesus
quick, man. That was
Christ.
quick. That's
How many
fast
minutes-
acting. I mean, it's probably been 5, maybe.
I mean, I haven't even started to digest this
Yeah.
thing.
Well, sorry, I don't do heroin.
Like,
yeah,
mainly-
well, yeah.
Sorry, I don't have a heroin tolerance over there.
That's
That's
fair.
pretty accurate.
Yeah, but you guys get a grip on reality.
I think
is
you
what
just
you
swallow
guys.
it. probably.
I'm gonna
Best
wait
way.
another 5. Now
Give
that
it another-
Lou's gone, let's get in here.
All
Appreciate
right.
that. Can you give me a 5-minute buzzer when another 5 goes off, Brew?
Yeah, when we can fill it in there. My question first is like, how does a British guy from across the pond end up in fucking Milford, Ohio?
It's Minford, and if you disrespect me like that again, I'll break everything in this room and walk out. I
Please
wouldn't-
don't.
It's
Most
all-
of it's Bruno's.
But that's cool because it's not mine. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna
I've got
stand up.
nothing.
I'm gonna tie your shoes together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk out of here. He was already in the town.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was. My mom played the flute, and my oldest stepsister, she also played the flute. She was like a little prodigy. She was like a 15-year-old flautist.
Okay.
And
Is that what is it?
Flautist. Yeah.
Is that what they call flute players?
That's exactly what they call flute.
I've never heard that in my life.
I'm about to drop some sophistication on you.
yeah,
gentlemen,
thank
today.
you. I appreciate that.
So yeah, she played the flute. My mom also played the flute, and I guess they met there. He was picking her up, stuff like that.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be a much cooler story. Like he'd like come in from the war.
Which war would you think that was?
That would be World War II.
Okay, so you thought he came over from World War II,
I thought it was a possibility. I was just like,
and then
and then
Aaron's
he,
met
like,
his match.
met your mom, and then they lived happily ever after.
okay, well that's definitely not how they've been living.
Man.
So continue.
Oh yeah, please.
Please
Oh
continue.
yeah, so whole life was like, I'm gonna be.
9/11.
I didn't know if it was gonna be stand up. I didn't think it was gonna be stand up. I thought it was gonna be like movies. That's like my real goal is to be like a director writer. I would love to be. You know who Judd Apatow is?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
love his
Love
movies.
it. Love
yeah.
it, Judd Apatow. Honestly, any career, if it was like magic wand, now you have this career. Probably Donald Glover,
Donald Glover, the black
Childish
guy.
Gambino, yes.
Okay.
Or Ryan Reynolds has a pretty good one too.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you got a kind of like a Ryan Reynolds type of fucking vibe going
Yeah, I
on.
get that I sound like
You
him
do sound like him.
a little bit. And actually, a dude hit me up the other day to do a like an X-Men roast, and they were like, "We're leaving Deadpool open for you," and I was like, "Okay,
Thanks. Yeah.
okay."
Thank you.
Does that excite you, or are you just tired of hearing it? Like,
I'm not necessarily tired of hearing it, but there is a point when you want to be your own
thing.
kind of thing, which I got Ryan Reynolds starting maybe about 5 years ago. When I first started doing stand-up, I started when I was 17. So I was a junior in high school. Oh, sorry, I was a senior in high school. And I used to get, first few times I went up, I got like Bill Burr. I was like,
Really?
okay.
but this is, I mean, this is 2010. So I don't even know if Bill Burr, he really blew up whenever he did the thing in Philly. You know what I'm talking about?
I just know him from Breaking Bad, honestly. I mean, I
Are
know
you
I know he
serious?
does stand up.
Bill Burr.
I know
Oh,
he does
yeah,
stand up,
he's
but
great
like
at
Breaking
stand-up.
Bad is where I really
Oh, no, he's a
was
good actor as
exposed
well.
to Bill Burr, yeah.
But he did this show, I think it was in Philadelphia, and he kind of like went off on them, like the crowd. Like they weren't like really into it. I think the person before him maybe bombed, and then he like went up and was just like, "Man, fuck you guys. You guys have your biggest athletes made up and all this." He was just going off on it, and it like was filmed and put on YouTube, and that like put him on the map.
Huh.
So I didn't really know who he was at the time. I used to get Daniel Tosh a lot. He was
No, I
like
don't
the
see
number one.
that one. If I was gonna guess, I would say the guy in Deadpool that's the bartender guy.
Oh, I've actually had TJ Miller as well.
yeah, that guy.
Gotta take this 6 out because I'm gonna throw up.
It's okay.
Are you just going back and forth? Like, get a rush, put it down, pick it up?
Oh, and then you put it back in?
yeah.
This is a very serious question. Are you dirty?
Like for drugs?
Nope.
What do you mean?
Like you're gonna take out a soggy Zen,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna pop that bad boy back in.
Brother, I've shot dope in a Speedway toilet water before.
Yeah.
There's not much.
Yeah,
I probably
off.
wouldn't.
Fuck off.
I mean, if it's my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah, I'm standing with Aaron on this
Yeah.
one.
Okay, then.
We're not bougie here at all.
gentlemen.
Yeah. Hit a
My fault.
nerve there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting.
That's how we roll.
Yep.
We used to roll.
So my life's been good. Good life over here. No Speedway, toilet,
Water.
heroin, water.
Good. That's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
And
thank
don't
you.
start. It doesn't end well.
I believe that.
Well, I don't even know where the hell we are anymore. Um,
We're in Lou's house.
We're in,
We're in
we're in
Lou's
my fucking
porn shack.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah.
Yeah. The growing up, right? Where are we going? Where are we going?
You're
This
just
is
asking
great.
me about
I just
my
don't know
life.
what we're.
Continue.
at. Yeah.
I'd say it's
please.
about a 4 so far. But
Okay.
I'm,
Just
continue.
We're gonna get
Like a
warmed
4
up.
out of 10.
Yeah, it's always out of 10.
Okay.
And I think from that question, you made it a 2. No, I was playing.
Damn.
Sorry.
Damn.
I'll try to be nicer to you.
No, don't.
No, please don't.
Okay,
Like,
then
I'm
I'm
not sensitive.
gonna triple down.
I've been called way worse by better people. You know what I'm
Ooh, that's a fun one.
saying? Yeah.
Write
Write that down.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Way worse by better people. First time anyone was like, you should go into like performing was my friend JP, his mom. She told me I was probably like middle school, maybe 4th-ish, 5th-ish grade. And she was like, "Oh, you are going to host the Tonight Show." She
that's
said you were going
fun.
to take over for, this was Jay Leno at the time. And I was like, didn't even like think of that as an option. And then I knew I wanted to do something with like performing or being funny or whatever. And then I watched with my sister Jessica, we saw a Kevin Hart special. And it was called A Grown Little Man. And I was like watching it in my mom's living room with her, and I was just like, what is it? Like I had never really seen stand-up before, I guess. Like I'd never really registered. I take stuff very literally. So like I never understood what was going on really. Like with like I remember watching Saturday Night Live like with my parents and stuff and like my older sisters, and I just was like, I have no idea what this is. Like there's like they're in suits. And then there's like a sketch about like them like making whistles out of like cat litter boxes. I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Or
And-
why it's funny.
Yeah, or like I was like, I'm gonna go play soccer outside. And, like,
Okay.
I have no idea
Okay.
what this is about. And then watching that special, I was like, oh, this is like a thing. You know, you get up and you like perform in front of people. And then my number one idol is this guy named Bo Burnham. You guys ever heard of Bo Burnham?
I have.
He plays songs on the piano and just makes stuff on the guitar. He has a bunch of specials on Netflix. But
He got big on YouTube.
Yes.
He was like one of the first like pioneers, so
yes,
to speak.
he was like one of the first.
Yeah.
You guys know what college humor is?
Oh, I knew
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah, I
he
did know
had
that.
like a video shared. He started making these videos on YouTube when he was like 15. And just because he wanted to show his older brother who went to college, he was like, oh, I'll just put these on YouTube. You can watch them that way. One of these videos gets put onto College Humor and like overnight gets like 3 million views. He was like, oh shit. So a couple kids that like lived in my neighborhood, they like showed me this guy. And I was like, oh, this is cool. He was like making funny songs on whatever. And then he had there's a thing called Comedy Central Presents.
I remember that.
And it was like a 30-minute thing on Comedy Central. It was all these comedians. And he still to this day, I'm pretty sure, he's the youngest one to ever have a Comedy Central special. It aired like 5 days after his 18th birthday.
Wow.
So I was watching that, and I'm 17 at the time. And I was like, oh, people are already doing this. Like, why would I wait?
Yeah.
Because, like, if I wait until I'm 25 to do it or whatever, like, I could just start now. So I reached out to this guy. His name's Travis Haywisher. And he had this show at the
Do you
Wild...
like this guy?
I do
You're a
now.
big fan of it.
Now I
So
do.
what was that gesture just now?
Like a
Well-
little like wink.
I'm about to tell you.
Oh, drop it.
He had this show at the Wild Goose Creative. And it's a place in Columbus. It was like a sketch show or something. And I just like reached out to him via email if you're Canadian. And I was like, hey, I'm 17. I want to do stand-up comedy. Can I do stand-up at your place? And he emailed back, I'm the only one that does stand-up comedy
Oh,
on my
no.
shows.
Damn.
So I'm like, okay.
You responded though.
He did respond. Wish he wouldn't
Give
have.
him that. Yeah,
I
right.
wish
yeah.
you wouldn't have. I'm getting warmed up. Okay. So I reached out to these people in Dayton at Wiley's Comedy Club. They were like, yep, we have this Sunday show. You can come. I said, I'm not even 18 yet. They were like, you just have to bring a parent. So me and my mom went up there, do the show. I do a couple other shows in Dayton. I go to the Funny Bone in Columbus and do some like Wednesday night shows or whatever. They have this contest that's called the Funniest Comedian in Columbus. So I do this contest, and this dude, Travis Haywisher, is like in the 5th row, like right. He's a big bald dude, like
Oh, yeah.
right in the like you can see him. And I was like, I'm about to go up here and crush, and he's gonna be like, that's the guy.
That's the kid.
Yes. So as I'm about to go up next, He has no idea that this is about to happen, probably, but he just gets up and he leaves.
Oh man.
So I'm like, whatever. So I do a show.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I do the show, whatever. Years pass again. I end up winning this contest, the funniest person in Columbus. Youngest winner to ever win it, no big deal. And, more years pass. And he actually was booking, I shouldn't be saying this, but he was working and booking for 614 magazine.
Okay.
So I wrote under a pseudonym. Do you know what a pseudonym is,
Yeah,
Aaron?
fake name.
Yes.
Yeah, what was your fake name?
Sterling White.
That totally doesn't sound made up at all.
Well, my dad wanted to name me Sterling, and my mom's maiden name is White.
Okay.
So
So it was very close to being real.
Kind of
yes,
real.
well, kind of made up, but also kind of real.
And does this guy know who you are at this point? Like,
He
if
does
you would
now.
have, if you would have performed that night, would he even like? You think he would have remembered your name from the email?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But this is now I'm probably 24.
Okay.
And I write, because they're like, we're looking for writers for our magazine. So I write this little passage under Sterling White, and they were like, that's so funny, this is so good, come in, we want to meet you, all this stuff. Big open house, whatever, I go to their little thing, and it just really doesn't click. So I'm like, you know what, it's not meant to be with this guy. Now another probably 7 years pass. This is earlier this year when this happens, because I'm 31 now. I'm doing this show in Columbus at this place called the Attic, and he shows up, and he's like the happiest ever to see me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so funny," and I'm like, "Do you
Brother. Yeah.
remember talking to me before?" And his first thing he says, "Was I an asshole?" I said, "Yeah."
So he knows. At least he knows.
He
He's
does
self-aware.
know.
Like,
And
he
now
can be
we've-
an asshole.
Yes, and I've done a bunch of shows for him since this past year or whatever. But I think on the list of the funniest people in Columbus from Columbus Underground, I think he was maybe like 2.
Oh, were you number 1?
No, I was 9.
Oh, that's right. That
Yeah.
list. Okay.
So long story short, I'm awesome at stand-up. No, I was playing. I bomb a lot.
So, hang on.
There-
So, like,
there we
your
go.
first time up, are you not shitting your pants? Like, because you never done this in front of like real people, right? Like, not a real gig aside from like family, friends.
Never really family ever.
Okay.
A lot of friends stuff in school, but I mean, like, I performed all the time. We actually, at the last day of school, from 4th grade to 8th grade, we had a lip sync contest, and I won it every single year I did it.
What'd you go with? What's your song?
My 4th grade year was me and a couple other guys. We did a song from "Oh Brother, Where Art
Where
Thou?"
Art Thou, yeah.
Yeah, the Soggy Bottom Boys or whatever.
Yep.
Which
You lost me.
what's up?
You lost me.
Oh, it was a movie with,
George Clooney.
Yes.
It's a great movie.
and I didn't really know the movie, but I was just the guy that was like on the guitar.
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
like little beards, and I just like did a little guitar thing.
You do the like, I am a man.
Well, yeah, well, it was all lip syncing, but I wasn't the
Okay.
lead singer in this. My
Oh.
friend Matt Brannon was. So we won that. 5th grade, we did. This is where I was like, this is my idea. We did "Man, I Feel Like a Woman"
Shania Twain.
Okay.
by Shania Twain.
Yeah.
Dominated, of course.
I was gonna. That had to have been a hit.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Especially in 5th grade. That had to have crushed. Yeah.
We crushed.
Yeah.
And of course, we're in full drag, and we had these things.
Oh wow. What year was this?
2006,
Okay.
2005,
I was trying to get a temperature check on how accepted that was.
in Minford, Ohio.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like if we can't laugh about the stuff we're not supposed to laugh about, what kind of country are we living in? You know.
It's a bad one.
Which is kind of what you do.
Yeah.
You make people laugh about stuff they're not supposed to laugh about. Well, you're not
guess.
that like edgy and.
I can definitely get edgy for sure. I usually don't do a lot of R stuff.
About 9/11 stuff.
Yeah, but that's even. It's not really about that. It's just about like the grandiose idea that I had that I was like being watched from such like a young age.
In
Like
3rd grade.
even just saying 9/11, sometimes people are like. They kind of like
Yeah.
pull back a little
Yeah,
bit. I'm
yeah.
like, you have no idea what I'm about to say.
Right,
Like they think I'm gonna
right.
do some bad joke about being like, oh, and then that joke crashed and burned like 9/11. It's like no.
No, you go a little deeper, like a little more thought provoking.
Yeah, and it's really not necessarily about the event. I mean, it just happened on that day. And fun fact too is my mom was actually flying on 9/11
Oh.
with one of my sisters coming back from England. And that
Damn.
right? And it didn't even like register at the time. Like I was like, oh, I'm famous, right? And then they were like, these planes hit the Twin Towers, and we all literally were like,
And you were just
what?
pissed
Are
because it
you on
wasn't
the
about
airplane?
you.
No,
No,
I'm in
just
my
mom and sister.
Yeah, they're flying back, and they got redirected to Canada. And we actually didn't get to talk to my mom for a while. Like, it was like a couple, I don't know exactly how long it was, but I feel like it was like at least a day. And I remember coming home that day from school, and we had made this banner because my sister Jessica was like a really good artist. And we made this huge banner that said, like, welcome home, Mommy. And my grandma was watching us, and she was underneath that banner watching, like, the news and, like, the planes hitting the towers, and she was just crying. And I was like, oh. Okay, now this is kind of setting in a little bit. And my mom and sister got directed to Canada, to this like little town, and they stayed in this gymnasium. And there were like all these not carts, what are they
Did
called?
they redirect multiple planes to
They shut
Canada?
they shut
Yes.
the
Well, they
air down.
pulled airplanes out of the sky. I know that.
Yes,
But
and they sent a bunch of people to this town, and there's actually a musical they made about it. It's called "They Come From Away," and we went to Indianapolis a few years ago and like watched this musical, and I think it was on Hulu for a little bit too. It's about like this town because I mean I forget how many
So
thousands.
why
of people.
this town? Just because it's
It was the closest airstrip.
Canada? Like it's
Yeah, it was not in the United States, and it was the closest airstrip to where they were. So they get redirected there. They go to this school. They're in this gymnasium. They're on these cots. They get these like toothbrushes passed out to them. They stay in this gymnasium for like a few days, and then people from the town actually took people into their homes. And then my mom and sister and some other people stayed with like some guy, and then they got to come to the United States.
Came home.
Huh.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Wild, right?
That's a
I
fun
just
fact.
learned something today.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
they
feel
come
like I
from
learned a
away.
lot in this fucking bedroom.
Yeah. Today or like
Just in general, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, was that fucking weird? My bad.
Anywho, about the comedy life. So when you realize like, oh, I might be good at this, like
I still
on
would be-
stage.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking about the first time I
The
went up?
first couple, your first year or two.
I actually don't think I really figured it out. I mean, I was doing well, I guess, for
This started as a hobby, or like you were like, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I was always like, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I respect.
And people now are like, oh, what if they don't laugh? Then it's like, well, you have another show tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like anyone that is kind of wanting to do comedy, you can't really think about what the people are going to think about. Like, you can't be like, ooh, I hope they like this or whatever. I mean, you should have that in your mind, I guess, a little bit, but you should just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
And
don't
then-
overthink it,
Yeah,
because then you'll overthink yourself into.
for sure. And
The
I very
crickets.
much did not overthink it. I mean, I had jokes and like wrote jokes and stuff and just basically told stories. I still kind of just tell stories. But yeah, it was never really, it's not going to work. It was like, well, of course it's going to work.
Yeah.
I'm fucking famous.
I'm hilarious,
Yeah,
right?
like what's not to like? And
What
then-
about your like first? You ever had like your first bomb? What was
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I bomb all the time, dude. Still to this day. Even though if I'm like, man, I bombed, there are other comedians that I talk to that are like, I would love to have a set like that. And I'm like, no,
But
remember.
when was the first time you bombed that you remember and you're like, fuck, that was.
Like,
Did
that
you
was
not think like that? Were you
dog
not
shit.
like disappointed or?
I mean, I'll.
Because I mean, if in all fairness, like if you think so highly of yourself as this funny,
I think very low of
hilarious
myself, actually.
Well, but I'm just saying, like you think you're gonna do this, and you go out and you bomb for the first time. What are your thoughts? Like, is this gonna work? Am I gonna fucking survive this? I mean,
And never really that is like, ooh, is this gonna work? It was always just like, yeah, of course it's gonna work. This is just the process of
This is
doing
what
it.
happens? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really remember the first time that I bombed, but as far as like going up and like trying to get laughs and it like not getting any laughs, I mean, that really doesn't, the big problems that I faced is whenever the audience doesn't care. Like you're doing a bar and there's like 5 guys playing pool.
Yeah.
And then like
Oh, yeah.
6 people are watching the Jets. And then I'm like, you guys ever watch Breaking Bad? And they're like, shut the fuck up.
like, why are you here?
Yeah.
So I used to be from about year 6 to 9, I was like hostile. Like if I would say something that I felt like they didn't get the reaction that I wanted it to get, or like if somebody was like talking amongst themselves, I would be like, "What are you guys talking about?" Which I still kind of will do.
Yeah.
I think
But-
that's a good response.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah, but
Like-
that was just like my instant thing to just be like, "No, I'm gonna make you guys like this."
I mean, I think it did it work?
You liked it,
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's fair.
And like, what's a bomb look like to you though? Is it like what you just said, where like nobody's paying attention, everybody's doing their
Now?
own thing, or is
Yeah.
it like you tell a joke and it's like, hey,
Yeah, I do everything on a scale of 1 to 10.
okay,
If I'm like, all right, this joke usually is like a 7, and it does like a 4, I'm like, I bombed. Anything below a 7.5 on the overall scale,
is unacceptable?
I'm like, that's not good.
okay.
But still, I mean, it's not like crickets.
How much of your stuff, well, I guess crowd work is all improv,
Mm.
but how much of your stand-up routines are improv? I guess if you take out the crowd work, because there's no way that's not improv.
It depends on how long of a set I'm going to do. I started hosting for the Columbus Funny Bone when I was about maybe like 24, 25. And they actually wanted me to do like celebrations in the beginning. Like I would get 12 minutes. And then for 6 minutes, I would be like, oh, is anybody celebrating a birthday or anniversary or whatever? And then after those 6 minutes were up, I would like transition into doing like 6 minutes of jokes about my life or whatever. And thinking back, I would get bigger laughs on like the improvised stuff than I would like with my material. I'm like, huh, that's weird. So I did that for maybe 5 years, you know.
Just straight improv.
Pretty much. I mean, like half and half. And then this club called the Attic opened up, and I started doing like longer sets there. And then we'll basically just do like 45 minutes of just like all improvised stuff.
So you don't have any
minutes.
plan? You just fucking go up there and you're
Or you
like,
have like an outline, like maybe I'll hit all
I mean, I
these.
used to.
And you're like,
I've
this is
done
gonna
it
be
for
funny.
so long, honestly. I mean, like this is my 14th year of doing stand up. So for the first 10, it was like pretty much like I'm gonna do this joke, then this joke, then this joke.
right.
Aside from the 6 minute thing, I'm like, okay, I'll find something for 6 minutes, and then once I go into my material, it's like word for word. I'm like practiced in the mirror over and over and over. And then now it's just like I know I'm gonna maybe start with this, and then I could do this, or I'll talk to this guy about his shoulders, and then from that, if he says something that reminds me of something else, I'll just do that.
Just go from there.
Yeah.
And then are you getting paid for these gigs at like or what is it, the Funny Bone?
Mhm.
Is that the one that's at Easton?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, are these like paying gigs? How do you like
I haven't done stand up for free since 2004. No, I'm
And
just playing. But yeah, they do pay me.
and then like is it enough to make like is that all you do now?
Well, I'm a stand up comedian, and I'm also an auctioneer.
Okay. Oh, you do the auctioneering?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
That was real. That's why I tested him.
Oh, well, I didn't know if like you just picked it up from living with a, auctioneer dad.
Yeah. No, I'm an auctioneer. I also am a writer, so I'll do like contract writing work for a couple different production companies while I write commercials or like narratives or things like that.
You ever
Good
throw
to
any
know.
bits in the writing for the contracts?
What do you mean?
Like, just like a little.
I'm
Line,
assuming you're
just a
saying like
joke.
something that they don't realize
Yeah,
is
just
supposed
like
to
a
be
bit,
there.
just
That
like
it's
a
something you get to
bit
laugh
you
at later
just
and be
kinda
like,
toss in there,
ha
like a Easter egg.
I mean, the stuff that I'm writing for, they usually want it to be funny. That's why
Oh.
they're hiring me. I'm not like really writing like a lot of just like straight up. I mean, I have written things that's like not necessarily supposed to be funny.
And how do you write funny? Like, it's one thing to be funny person to person. How do you write funny?
How do you write funny? I don't really. You just kind of got it or you don't, big dog.
I
And
guess
it's just like,
so.
yeah.
What would you say to somebody that doesn't understand the art of stand-up comedy?
I would say,
Or how would you
Aaron-
explain?
Damn.
How would you
Damn.
explain
It could
the
be
art,
anyone.
or however you want to interpret that question?
One more time, run it back.
What would you say to somebody that doesn't understand the art of stand-up comedy? And here's why I say that. I saw Kevin Hart in Vegas, I don't know, a month ago. And
Oh, nice.
I watched people around me angrily get up and walk out. And so my first thought was they don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people?
I would say this isn't for you. Like, if you're going to go watch Kevin Hart in Las Vegas, I don't necessarily think that they don't know what's going on or they don't understand the art of it. It's just like they probably either saw him on Night School or like Jumanji.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, The Rock's not here?
Yeah.
This isn't for. And then he's talking about.
Or headlines, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But then why the fuck are you buying the tickets in the first place?
True. Or they could have also won the tickets through a casino or
That's
some kind of
true.
thing. It's like, hey, what was the venue?
Resorts World.
Okay, I've never been there. Is it
It's like newer.
pretty big?
Yeah.
1,000 people? 5,000?
Fuck. It was over 1,000, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Did he have the plastic cup boys with him?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Spank Horton.
Yeah.
Naeem Lynn.
Spank Horton, yes, the older guy, right? Older gentleman.
I guess he maybe is older now, yeah.
Yeah. And then I forget who the opener was. Spank, I remember that because there was a chick in the audience who literally started, she was wasted, and she was like, "When are you going to be done? I'm here to see Kevin Hart."
I hate that.
And he
rough.
just fucking
Went in.
Oh, dude, it was awesome. For like 8 minutes straight of just eviscerating this woman
Yeah.
in front of a fucking huge crowd. That was fun.
For sure.
That was fun.
I feel like you like whenever they go after the people, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can go after me. Like I didn't, it's and I'm sorry. I told this story fucking 4 times in the past week. I went to see Dave Chappelle in Yellow Springs.
Oh, nice.
He brought out
Name
Shane
drop.
Gillis and fucking Matt Rife.
Oh, wow.
So I
love
got to
Shane
see
Gillis.
like my dream show in
Matt
the middle.
Rife and Shane Gillis are your dream show?
Dave Chappelle, Matt Rife. Well, Matt Rife is easily third, but it's really Dave Chappelle, Shane Gillis on the same stage, and then they both grabbed a mic at the end for like 15 minutes, and Chappelle was having him do like his Trump, and it was fucking.
Amazing.
I was in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah.
No booze was served, no cell phones. That's my big thing. It just changed the entire.
I like when they take the phones away.
Yeah.
I started with Matt Rife.
Did you? Yeah, he's from
Yeah.
Ohio. That's right.
Mhm. I was 17, he was 15. We did the contest together, the funniest person contest, and then he moved to Atlanta a couple years in. And then from Atlanta, went to LA, got on like Wild and Out, stuff like that.
Oh, that's
Matt
right.
Rife actually came to Columbus earlier this year. I was doing a show in Columbus, and one of his openers, his name is Alex, he hit me up, was like, hey, can I like do time on this show? And we're like, for sure. Comes, does the show, and we like hang out that night. And he was like, tomorrow we're doing like the Palace Theater. It was like 4 sold out shows. He was like, I'll give you tickets, like come hang out at the show.
Matt Rife gave you tickets.
Well, Alex gave me
Okay.
tickets, yeah. But it was, with Matt
So what
Rife.
why didn't he fucking hit you up? You guys started together. He's not going to toss you a bone?
We don't have to really do that, you know. And it's kind of funny too.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, we used to, when we were teenagers, would like talk on Facebook Messenger, and it would be like,
AIM. Oh, I guess
No,
Facebook
Facebook
Messenger is not
Facebook Messenger,
AIM
yeah.
at all, but
Yeah,
I
not-
guess I think of AIM if we're
basically
talking
the same
15
thing.
years old. Yeah.
yeah, same thing. And we would be like, ooh, if you're a famous comedian, you open for me, and if I'm a famous comedian, I'll open for you.
You got those receipts?
No, and I've even like thought. I remember thinking too. This is gonna make me look bad, but it's still funny. I remember thinking like, dude, I'm gonna be way more famous than you. Like, yeah, right. So Alex gives us tickets. I take my friend Simon, and the tickets are. I mean, it's sold out. And like literally, we go to the box office, we get the tickets for this show, and instantly just turn around and scalp them because they were selling for like
That's
$1,200
so
a
brilliant,
piece.
bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's a brilliant move.
$1,200
$1,200 a piece
for
Yeah.
Matt Rife.
for Matt Rife, baby. And it was a great decision.
Fuck.
I bet.
I don't fucking blame you.
And I mean, it was just like, yeah, it was. I mean, I'm happy for Matt for sure. I've been to some of those Chappelle shows also. I saw Matt there once. I'm a friend of one of Chappelle's kids. He
Oh,
lives
really?
in Columbus, yeah. So he got us tickets. And I went up with a few friends last year, and it was like Chappelle, Marshall Brandon. Who else was on it? Donnell Rollins.
Okay, I know who that is. I don't know Marshall Brandon.
He's an opener for Chappelle.
Okay.
Who else was on the show? Oh, Michelle Wolf, Andrew Yang, the presidential candidate that was like, we'll give everybody $1,000 a week or whatever. Do you remember that guy?
Was he doing the big crypto guy?
I think he was a big crypto guy. Yeah. So he was there, and we actually had a really cool experience. Took all the phones, whatever. We're like in this like little VIP side area.
Oh, nice.
Watching it, cool, everything's sweet. And then after the show, they're like, "You want to go to like the after party?" We're like, yeah, we want to go to the
Fuck
after
yeah.
party."
Yeah.
Go to this
Wow.
like airport hangar in Yellow Springs. Take all the phones again. It was
They
yeah,
took your phones for the after party.
twice. Yeah.
That's
They like,
awesome.
gave us the
Yeah.
phones back, and they were like, "We'll give us these phones." It was a pretty small little area. I mean, it was a big airport hangar, but like the people in there's maybe like 60, 70 people there. And there was a guy from The Roots, Black Thought. The main,
I know the Roots. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he's
The dude with the afro.
No, that's Questlove. This is the
Questlove.
dude with the beard that like is the lyricist or whatever. Like the
Okay,
front man,
sure.
him and Questlove are the. So is the front man. There was another rapper there. There was like a Grammy-winning like keyboardist there, and they basically just like played cool instrumental music, and these dudes just like rapped. And Chappelle just was like up there smoking, just like rapping, singing along.
Wow.
And they had a dude out back making smash burgers on like a little grill, and they were amazing. And just
Wow.
everything was free, and we could just hang out.
So were you, and maybe I'm the fucking crazy one, but if I was trying to become a stand-up comedian and I ended up at the after party with Dave Chappelle and these other people that you want to rub elbows with, I mean, was there
Sure.
any fucking attempt to...
No, and
I mean, I'm sure it's a little more challenging with someone like Dave Chappelle,
yeah.
but...
I actually opened for Chappelle once at the beginning of this year at the Attic. He did like a show there, and me and another comedian, his name's Neff Johnson, we both did like 10 minutes before him. And I don't know. I've had so many. I mean, I've opened for so many different people, right? Like working at the Funny Bone. I've definitely rubbed shoulders with a lot of comedians. And you get so excited. You know, there's so many times where I was like, oh my gosh, this Lunel is going to see me and she's going to be like, you're the funniest
This
person
is the
there.
one.
Yes. And that pretty much never happens. So I don't like to give somebody that much like power over me to where it's like, you're going to make me what I am. It's like, nah, you're not really.
I mean, ultimately, if the people like you, they like you. But you got to get found out somehow.
True. But I didn't. So no, as far as like being around, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Dave Chappelle, I'm a comedian."
Well, right. I mean, I'm sure he gets that shit all the fucking time, and
Exactly.
it's terrible.
It's almost better to not even bring it up, and then
And just be funny.
and just be yourself, and then like later, if it happens, it happens.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Get
sense.
behind that.
Because like if you go to this thing, you're starting stand up, and you're like, "I'm starting stand up. Do you have any tips or advice?" He probably just say, "Keep doing it."
Yeah.
That's what I tell. I mean, comedians all the time will be like, "Oh, I've been doing stand up for 6 months. How do I do an hour special?" I'm like, "Do it for another 10 years." Is how you do an
Right.
hour special. You know, it's just like stuff takes time. Some people have it instantly. Some people it takes them 20 years. Some people never have it. I'm one of those. So thank you.
Yeah, it's like it should be like a forever working in progress kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what some people don't understand is they're just like, "Ooh, I want this now, and then I'll be
That's how
good."
the entire world is.
Yes.
I fucking want this right now.
Yeah. So it's not, I don't really look at it like that. And I think that's why maybe if a set doesn't go as well, it doesn't really like affect me that much because I'm just like, I took some crazy swings, you know, like, 'cause
Right.
I'll
And
take
you
some
find out
swings.
what works, what doesn't work, perhaps, and like now you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to start whenever you guys are.
Yeah, we starting? We rolling yet? Brandon?
What is your best interaction? Whether I want to ask you about crowd work because that's what I got to watch you do. I mean, you did some bits, but
Yeah.
what's your best crowd work interaction or best interaction in general with an audience? Where
I had some good ones last weekend.
Okay.
I was in Detroit at One Mike, which is Mike Epps Comedy Club, and it's a host from Chicago. He's doing 10 minutes. Then I'm doing 10 minutes. A guy named Bobby Dodds is doing 20 minutes. And then Jason Banks is doing a half hour. That's like the show. First dude goes up, and I'm the only white person
Ooh.
there.
Did you you lay into that?
I usually am just the same.
You mean like in the crowd or in the comics or all?
Both. yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Man, that's a toughie.
So the first guy goes up and he's doing okay, but the crowd's pretty talky. And I don't love that. I don't love, like, if I'm, like, I'll do shows now and I'll, like, tell the people, like, it has to be the only thing going on. There can't be, like, a cornhole tournament also happening.
Yeah.
Because all the time they're like, oh, come do my cornhole tournament. I'm like, no.
Fuck
Nah,
you.
bro, we're good.
So it's going to be the only thing going on. Everyone has to have chairs, like seated, has to have sound and lights. That's the big three. So these people, they're kind of chatting in the crowd, talking amongst themselves a little bit. This guy's not doing super good, but he's like kind of getting through it. And then he like brings me up, and I come out to the song Laffy Taffy because I have a joke about Laffy Taffy, whatever. So I start to do the first joke, and people are like still talking. And I'm just like, why are you guys talking? Stop talking. And some lady in the back goes, I ain't got my food yet.
Oh,
And I said, oh, yeah, and talking during my set will make your food come faster.
yeah,
Absolutely
that
right.
works every
Yeah.
time.
That hit, right?
Oh, it did well.
Oh, yeah.
And then I kind of, I become people a little bit. Like, I'll do crowd work, and I'll, like, kind of just do, like, a little version of them. So I was just like, oh, yeah, I better get my chicken tenders if I'm going to listen to this white guy talk the rest of the fucking time.
It's good.
So then now I, like, take a little pause, and it's, like, silent in there. And I'm like, okay, good. So I do my first joke, goes well. Do my second joke, goes well. Do my third joke, goes well. And then these three people come in. Two girls and a guy. The dude is wearing a yellow Ralph Lauren polo,
Oh boy.
buttoned all the way to the top.
Oh, wow.
And top button.
Yes, sunglasses and a backwards hat. So
Holy
I'm just
shit.
like, come on. They're right in the front. I'm like,
Oh,
come on
bud.
in, come on in. The two ladies sit down, and the guy is like, so it's these like longer tables, and seats are on one side or the other. So there's one open seat behind these two girls, and on the other side of the table there are open seats. And he looks at the one seat, and then he looks across the table at the other seats. Then he looks back at the open seat behind the girls, and he looks across the table at the open seats again. And I'm just like watching this guy do it, like not even really saying anything. He looks back at the open chair, and then he looks at the other open seats. And I just said, oh, what? Now you don't know how chairs work? Sit the fuck down. So we were laughing at that. He's like kind of smiling. He goes around to the other side. And then I was like, I feel like you watched a Soulja Boy music video earlier and said, I know exactly how I'm dressing tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
And that got a huge pop. And I'm like, okay, cool. So the sets went pretty well. Other fun little reactions, I mean, I don't know.
Do you ever get anybody that like is like wanting to meet you out back because you like offended them so greatly?
Not for a long time. I mean, I've done shows before where
What
people...
was that fucking story you told at the fundraiser? Was it Trailer Park? What was it?
River Days.
Okay.
True story. I'm 18 years old, and there's this big festival in Portsmouth, Ohio. It's called River Days. They kind of have it's like each senior girl, like from each school they pick like a senior girl, and they have like a float for them, and they have like a big pageant show or whatever, and it's like a huge thing, like right when school starts.
For
like in
each
August.
senior girl?
No, sorry. For each school
Oh.
picks a senior
It's
girl,
like,
and that's
Jesus.
like the River Days, your candidate, or that's not the word. It's like your attendant or some
Prom
shit like
queen
that.
Representative.
type situation.
Representative,
Yeah.
yes. And
Okay.
it's a whole big thing, and it's a fundraiser, and they have all these bands come, and it's outside on this big river bank. So the dude hits me up, and he's like, we want you to perform at River Days. I'm like, great, cool. I hit up this other comedian that I, I've respected a lot. I still do. I hit him up. I was like, hey, doing this big show outside. Do you have any tips? And he just messaged back, be prepared for it to go badly. Because outside there's a lot of distractions.
Oh, yeah.
And you want less distractions for comedy. It works the best. If you want to have people talking, then you want someone to just play the guitar in the corner at your party.
Right.
Like if you want stand-up, everyone's got to be sitting down, being
Looking-
looking quiet,
Facing
yes.
forward.
So I am hired to do 2 nights, and I have to, do 2 30-minute sets. I'm like, okay, so the first one is at like 4 in the afternoon. The late one is like right before the main act, which the Friday night was this guy named Bucky Covington, and he was on American Idol, and he had like a country song, and the next night was the band Survivor.
Oh, like Eye of the Tiger?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now we're talking.
Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Doing it big.
I mean, they had like Eddie Money came once.
Really?
Yeah. And so, I mean, they would like get these big names. Big names.
Right.
So I do my first like little set. I have a camper trailer. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm in Hollywood.
This is big time.
This is big time.
Yeah.
This is big time. And the dude tells me too when he like does the original phone call. He's like, "How many people have you performed in front of?" And I was like, "Oh, like a couple hundred." And he said, "Well, this will be 10,000 people." I was like, "Let's do it."
Run that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I love Bo
Damn.
Burnham. He does like songs and stuff like that. And I always have done music with my friend Austin. And I was
Back
like,
to fucking the elementary school days.
yes. So I was like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mandolin. I can't play the mandolin, but I'm going to have these funny songs, and they're going to be so funny, it's not even going to matter. They cared. They cared a lot.
They cared,
It
yeah.
was bad. So I do my first one. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's like maybe 1,000 people out there. They're not paying attention at all. So I go off to my trailer. I'm like, wow, Hollywood's crazy. Now it's like time for the main one. I go out there, and it's so many people.
It's
I mean,
packed.
it's a riverbank, and as far as you can see in both directions,
Jesus.
it's just heads.
And is there like I'm assuming there's
Wow.
like carnival games and shit going
The
on.
carnival games are kind of farther away.
Okay.
But at the very top of the hill, maybe 200 yards up this hill, there are like funnel cakes and stuff like that, and people selling jeans with rhinestones on them
Oh,
and
yeah.
leather fucking wallets and shit. So I go out there and I'm like, I'm going to play my songs. The first song that I did was it was a love song, and I was like, oh, Kentucky's across the river. Here's a love song. 'Cause this is in Southern Ohio, and it was like, I love your hair and your smile and your eyes and all this stuff. And the big punchline was, I'm in love with my sister. And people are kind of like half listening, and they're like, wait, what?
So what that boy just say?
Is he singing about
Fort
loving
Smith.
his sister? So then I was like, oh, West Virginia's down the river. Here's a West Virginia love song. My mandolin's not even plugged in. I'm just strumming along with this mandolin.
And not playing a note, right?
No.
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing. It's like, oh, I'm in love with your eyes and your mouth and your hair. And the whole punchline was like, I'm in love with my dog. And now people are like, what the fuck? Like, getting a little mad. So I was like, well, let's put the mandolin down and let's just use my words. So I'm doing these jokes, and they are
How
not.
do you know they're getting mad?
You can kind of hear
Probably
people
hear the
going,
grumbling.
stirring.
grumbling,
Yeah.
stirring. I mean, they're like, ooh, what the, right? What?
Okay.
What? You hear that?
What do you say?
Yeah, so I'm doing jokes now, and they're not going well. And I had this home run at the time, and it was about a streaker at a football game. And it was all like, oh, you never tackle the naked guy. Like, where do you hit him? Do you go low on him? You can't grab onto anything. And I would flip the microphone like upside down and kind of dangle it. And
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
hit it all over my mouth. And be like, it's in my eyes. Somebody help. Or all this stuff. So now the crowd is like mad. mad.
This is thousands of people.
10,000.
10,000. Yeah.
One guy stands up. He's like 3 rows in, no shirt on. And he yells to me, hey, man, I got kids out here. And people are like, I got kids out here, too.
Damn straight, I got kids.
My kids are here, too. And I was just like, dude, that joke isn't even bad.
I wasn't. No, that's
No,
pretty
it's not
innocent
bad.
for.
Yes. And he yells, when you get off stage, I'm going to kick your ass. And everyone's like, yeah, kick his ass. Fired up.
Damn, I would have been like,
Right.
I got kids here too.
Yeah.
I'd turn it back.
My
on that.
comeback to him was, hey, let's not do anything you're going to regret. You're probably just drunk off your first of the month check.
Oh, that's good.
Which I was like, I got him
That's
good.
good, yeah.
But everybody took it personally because they all were drunk on their first of the
First of
month
the month check, yeah.
right.
So now it's like booze and like yelling
Oh, man.
hard, booing so hard where I just like, I'm just like standing in it.
Are you laughing at this point? Because
Not
I feel
really.
like I'd find myself laughing. Like, you guys are fucking
And
ridiculous.
like that's such a good like it's not a great reaction, but like
It's a reaction.
I'm getting to him.
Yeah.
There's some kind of emotional.
Oh, I got to him.
Yeah.
For sure. And my dad is kind of like a stern kind of farmer auctioneer guy. And he now has been like, oh, that was funny. But at the time, he had never been like, that was a funny joke you did. He was always like, this is blah, 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 blah. And I remember he was like, ooh, that thing you said was really good. And it was, so they're like booing or whatever. And I just said, look, you guys can boo as much as you want, but I have 3 more minutes left. And I just kind of like stood there, and that like made them boo like harder and louder. And
I
they're
love
like,
that.
boo, and I just kind of like basked in all
Yeah,
these boos.
yeah.
So I get off the stage. The dude who like booked me was like, oh, that was rough.
Bro.
Yeah, sure was. And he said tomorrow, because it was the Survivor show tomorrow, he was like, tomorrow you should do different material. And I was like, I don't really have different stuff. Like I had to write stuff for this. And he was just like, probably just shouldn't come back.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fine.
Safe
And
call.
yeah, I actually had school the next day, fun fact. And yeah, they asked if I wanted a police escort out of there. And I was like, no, I don't want a police escort. But they did have this little golf cart. And I was like, I will use one of those
I'll
golf
take
carts.
that
Yeah.
cart though.
And they literally like threw a bag over my head, like Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game,
Damn.
and just like snuck me out the bag.
I'd call that a
Wow.
success, man.
I mean, I do have a joke about it now that I've been
Wow.
doing. Yeah,
You know who Andy Kaufman is?
yeah.
That's probably like, I like that style, like where he breaks the and like, it's fun. It's easy to be an asshole.
Yeah.
It's hard to get people to laugh at you.
I feel like the word hate is wrong, but I'm not. I mean, Andy Kaufman, I respect that, but I do not think that's funny. You know, like his thing about whenever he was hosting SNL.
Yeah.
And it was like he just sang that song.
Which with the Elvis song? That
No,
one?
where it's like, here I come to save the day, or here
Oh
they come
yeah,
to save
the
the
Superman.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just like did that over and over. Like I get it, it's absurd, but that's not. I wouldn't be like, this is good.
What about the bit where he's
Doesn't take
like,
much thought.
in the middle of the skit, and then he like, it's like,
The TV goes
yeah,
upside down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then all the executives were like, why are we doing this? He's like, because then they'll have to get up and like see if their TV's broken.
Yeah.
Like that's just Jake Paul to me.
I don't know Jake Paul. Oh,
You don't know who
the
Jake Paul
Logan
is?
Paul's brother.
Well, yes.
Yes.
I think he just. I thought he. I don't know.
Jake Paul's exonerated now, right? He's like a
From-
real fucking boxer.
Oh, he
and
definitely is a real boxer.
Oh.
He's not fucking. He didn't get shit on as much. I mean, he got shit on hard for a lot. You know who H3H3 is? Ethan Klein. Fuck.
Here, tell me and I'll listen.
No, I mean it's hard to explain it without showing it to you. But
Is he,
does
what?
very sarcastic, like
Yeah.
rips people to shreds type comedy, right up my fucking alley. But yeah, he did like a ton of YouTube videos on Jake Paul. But this was years ago. When,
Yeah.
What was it, Team 9 or what the fuck was that house he had in Los Angeles? He
Oh,
was like
yeah.
burning a town to the ground.
He really was. And
Yeah.
like there were a bunch of like girls that were like got like date raped there and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they were like little girls. Right, there was like 13 years because he was on the Disney Channel.
Yeah, he was bad. He's bad for sure. And then he went into like boxing. But I mean, that's not a new thing for boxing as far as like being the villain. I mean, Muhammad Ali did
Mike
it.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson did it. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, I think Muhammad Ali was even like, I don't care if you want to see me win, you want to see me lose, just pay to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, the dude's absolutely loaded. He started on Vine,
For sure.
so respect.
And he's actually fighting Mike Tyson.
He's supposed to.
Supposed to, yeah.
I think there's a date though, another one in like August.
Oh, they set a new date.
Yeah.
It got,
I know,
I
I'm
know
gonna
it got
watch
canceled. Yeah, yeah. Why would you not? And it's supposed to be on Netflix for free. Well, I mean, you pay for Netflix,
Yeah.
but like first Netflix fucking.
Live stream
Yeah.
fight.
Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
Wild. How do you feel about that new Netflix live stuff?
I think it's. I don't know. I watched Joe Rogan, and
Did you watch it live?
yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was that good.
Uh-oh, look in the camera. Look right down the barrel of the camera and tell Joe Rogan he sucks.
I didn't think it was good.
Oh.
No, I mean it was. It felt like he was first of all coked out of his brain.
Really?
That's the feeling I got. I mean, I would fucking know. It felt like he did a bunch of blow, went up on
Supposedly he doesn't
stage.
do coke.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't surprise me. He's
He's
he's like
probably
an
doing-
organic type fucking
yeah,
guy.
doing organic alpha brain.
Yeah,
right. into the
right.
veins.
But like, it felt like it was forced. It felt like I don't know. He was just like yelling into the microphone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Also
think
known
it's
as Joe Rogan stand up. Hey, oh, there we go. Got him. He does a lot of yelling. I thought it was like the most Austin stand up there is. Like Austin, Texas comedy. And I've done Austin a couple times, and the crowds are
That's
cool.
the energy you got to bring.
Well, no, that's not the energy you have to bring, but that's like the energy that the comedians there bring.
Really?
And like I've seen dudes from Austin perform in Columbus, and it's just like, what are you fucking doing, dude?
They look like lunatics?
They're awful. There are tons of comedians in Austin that are absolutely terrible. I mean, there are dudes that are good. My friend Kyle Dowdy lives in Austin. He's fucking incredible. So good. But then other people are like, ooh, I'm going to move to Austin 2 years ago, and I'm going to just do stand-up. And they're just so bad. I just feel like a lot of the Joe Rogan stuff was like, yeah, kind of just like Austin-y, like, oh, Biden's old. Oh, gosh. Can you imagine? Could you
Yeah.
imagine if somebody touched your dick in an airport when you're high? Oh, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean, I do. Maybe I'm speaking for myself. I like the political shit right now.
Sure.
Because I think people take it too seriously.
Who you voting for?
I'm not answering that fucking question.
Oh, I
Why
thought you like
not?
the political stuff.
Yeah, why?
No, I like the political comedy stuff.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the show.
Yeah.
And he
It's
loves
because
America.
people lose their fucking minds over politics and
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump specifically.
That's who he's voting for, Bruno, isn't it?
Probably.
Oh,
You
got a
look
I
like
DT
never,
fan in here.
never said that.
DJT.
Never said that. Not a
But
big DJT
you're
guy.
not saying it.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not answering the question.
But you already did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
All right, Luke.
Listen, I just
Oh, I'm listening.
I think it's fucking funny. I think it's funny because people, I mean, like, you can ruin someone's day. Like, if I go up to them and I'm like, yeah, what do you think about Trump? Like, he's a pretty good candidate, huh? I mean, I can ruin their fucking day with one sentence. So, like, to laugh at it is the better option,
For sure.
in my opinion.
I also think it's so interesting to watch. And I actually had a joke. I can't do it anymore because Biden dropped out, but it was about right after the first debate they had.
No, right.
And I was just like, yeah, I watched the debate, and it was just like so political. And like, it was just too, like, I don't want to, like, first off, they were like muting their microphones. There was no crowd there. They like asked him real questions about
They were
like,
arguing
real
about
stuff.
golf.
And I'm like, look, that's not, I want to see them wrestle in butter.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to see them talk about policy.
That's
or
why
whatever.
everybody turned it on,
Yeah,
was to watch fucking Trump act like a maniac and Biden fall asleep.
for sure. Did you see Trump was on Theo Vaughn's
yeah.
podcast?
Insane.
Wild. He's definitely making the right moves to get to more people.
That's exactly
but
what I said.
I don't think he's gonna win though.
And
so-
I'm either way, win or lose doesn't matter to me because I'm not voting.
Oh, is that your answer now?
It's an answer.
It is an answer. Yes. Who you voting for over there, big dog?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna vote.
Because ex-cons can't vote or what?
No,
no,
we can
I
vote.
don't know if we can vote.
Wait,
I just don't
cons
care.
can vote?
I think
Yeah,
so,
that's
yeah.
some bullshit. Some state, there's like a couple of states we can't.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't vote while you're incarcerated.
Oh.
But
yeah.
once you get out, you just have to re-register in Ohio.
Okay. Have you
Yeah.
been to prison?
Yeah.
No, not. I mean, technically yes, but not like big boy fucking prison. He has.
What did you go to prison for?
Trespassing.
Trespassing?
Yeah.
But why were you trespassing?
Well, because he was looking for that fucking Speedway crank, baby.
Yeah. Speed by a pea water, bud.
He looking for that pea water to make some.
No, really, he
prison
needed
water.
a warm place to get high.
Yeah, so I walked into a firehouse.
I mean, that's
and
the
used
warmest place there
bathroom.
is.
And safest, right?
And they sent you to prison for that?
I mean, they sent me to probation a little bit first, but then,
He had some chances.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then you just kept
couldn't
looking.
stay clean.
Sorry, man. How long ago was that?
And,
Don't act like you're
2019.
sorry.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
am.
who cares? I'm not sorry.
I care.
It's good. A lot of good.
2019.
19 is when I got out.
And when did you go in?
Early 17.
Okay, so you're about 2 years in.
Yeah.
Whew. That's not as far as not. This is not as long as ago. That was not as long ago as I thought you were gonna say.
No,
I thought
no,
you were gonna be
no,
like 2001. But
Back
you're like,
in-
oh, just 4
I
years
That's
was in
ago.
still a
prison during
while. I mean,
9/11.
it's still significant
That's
changes
5 years,
in
yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the fucker was going to die,
Yeah, I do too.
personally.
For sure. That's what I was hoping for.
Like, I was
Yeah.
waiting. You know those people that you know, and you scroll through, you open their Facebook page every once in a while, like, is he dead yet?
Brett Taylor.
Like, who?
Brett
My
Taylor.
friend Brett Taylor.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
is he
Okay,
dead?
yeah. There's those. Is he dead?
No, he's actually
On the way.
has a kid now, so he's doing better.
Oh.
Well,
Is he
okay.
a drug guy too?
Not anymore.
Okay, good for him.
And not even really. I mean, not like break into a firehouse and do fucking.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It takes a special breed to do
So
that.
what did you go to light prison for?
Possession and conveyance.
What's conveyance mean?
Getting caught with drugs in a correctional facility.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not as cool. It's not as cool as it sounds.
Oh, it wasn't like you didn't like.
I can make it sound cool, but it's
make
not.
It sound,
It's.
I bet
it's
I can
not,
make it sound cooler.
It's not as cool as it sounds.
I'll go first. You baked a cake.
So, here's what happened. I got arrested for a misdemeanor, which was my first ever charge. I get arrested. I'm going down to the county jail. I'm talking shit in the back of the cruiser because I'm, the smartest guy in the world. That's part of my fucking problem.
You're Alexander Hamilton.
I'm a genius. And so I'm telling this cop, like, hey, like, I'm getting out tomorrow. This is my first charge. Like, I'm getting a fucking OR, so whatever, dude.
What's an OR?
Released on your own recognizance. You don't get a bond.
Yeah.
The judge just lets you out, and then you report to court from the street.
Super cool judge.
Right.
Sweet judge.
But that's not what happened, because I got there, and
Chatty Cathy.
they booked me, and as they're taking my clothes off, because that's what they do when you get booked in jail, you get stripped down, butt-ass naked.
Unless you know the law like Jack Reacher does, and there's a whole thing around it, but we'll talk about that in a second.
And so they pull a bag of heroin out of my coat. I had this like little zipper on this coat.
Heroin pocket.
Yeah, heroin pocket. And I had forgot it was there. But the reason I forgot it was there is because it wasn't drugs. It was brown sugar.
It was fake drugs.
That I had put in there. There was heroin in the bag previously, but I put brown sugar in the bag to sell it to somebody.
Ooh.
And I forgot it was there because if it was real, I would have definitely used it. It would have been
gone.
gone.
Of course.
So they pull it out. They test it. Because there was heroin in the bag.
Oh, it tests as heroin.
And, like, I remember the deputies, like, ripping me up. They were like, yeah, that's what I put in my fucking oatmeal. And I felt like such a dumbass. And then that was how it all...
And the judge didn't give you the old get out of here.
No, there's a bond set. Yeah.
Which was how much?
I don't remember. Too much.
10 grand?
And then you have to pay 10% of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just learned that recently.
Yeah, 10%. Brown sugar glue.
Yep. So
that's
it's
what
not
they call
cool.
you.
No, that's not what they call me.
That's
not what they call me.
Brown sugar
Don't
lube,
fucking
baby.
don't start that shit.
Okay. Get a grip.
Get a grip, baby.
Get a grip. Where the fuck do we go from here?
I want to quickly before we wrap. I want to.
When are we starting?
I don't know.
We haven't started.
Just started. All right.
Okay, good.
I want to circle back to where we met. Mm-hmm. And the community that I know so well, and how you felt during that show. And then, of course, like I said, I tried to lob you some softballs so you could tear me to shreds.
I don't remember the softballs that you lobbed. Maybe they shouldn't have a job.
Well, I told you I was fucking unemployed, so I mean that's a pretty you can go on and on about that.
Yeah, but this, I mean, you were a good sport about it, but this kind of gets back to when, I want people to tell the truth. Like if somebody's like, "Ooh, I'm going to give you a couple softballs," not really looking for softballs,
right?
Like I'm looking for real stuff.
I just felt like I was taking the temperature in the no.
This guy is struggling.
No,
yeah, I'd throw him a bone.
He just hit an hour 10. And he's really stretching.
That's not why I did it. I was taking the temperature of the room, and I could tell people didn't want to get picked on, or at least that's how it felt to me. You don't give a fuck.
So you're like the martyr of the
So
room.
I was just, and then you asked me how long have you two been together? Me and my girlfriend, and we had just broken up and gotten back together. So
I do remember that now.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was good.
It was fun.
During the breakup, you mean?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, that was not fun.
Yeah, I guess as far as your question is, how do I feel in those situations?
I mean, yeah, because
What's the situation for those who don't know? Where are we talking here?
So, and I guess it's really not that fucking special or unique, but I mean, and I'll try and keep it PG in case Meg and Rob are watching, because they do watch, but it's it's Grandview, dude.
Okay, so
you're
it's
shoving a bunch of upper class
all right, that's all you have to say is Grandview.
Yeah, exactly. Grandview parents.
Now I'm with you.
In a dingy fucking basement, and he's going in on them, and I'm sitting there dying laughing, and I mean, I think people around me were uncomfortable, and I don't get it. Because you knew what you had signed up for, or maybe you just wanted to help out the.
I think a lot of people want that. They just want to help out the people because they're nice, and we're just gonna buy tickets. And there's a comedy show. Sure, they probably a lot of them don't know what my kind of comedy is.
That's
I do
fair.
talk to people a lot. They're like, "Ooh, I watched Rodney Dangerfield
Yeah.
once, and he was funny." And it's just like, okay. I think I don't know, I guess I just try to keep it moving. You know, you just kind of, you throw a wide net and you try to get him fast. Like before I go up, I had my friend Samson do like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he was
comedian.
good.
He is good.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm upstairs kind of walking around because you get a little, like, excited, obviously, before you go up. And you're like, okay, cool. And if you don't know what you're going to do, like I said, I have a rough outline of, like, I'll probably start with this. I can do this, whatever. But I knew I was supposed to do, they just wanted me to do at least 40 minutes. But then after that, he was like, you can do more time if you're having fun. And I think right before I went to go in, I like looked at my timer and I was at an hour 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, I did way longer than this. So
What's the turnout for this event?
It's like 40 people.
Yeah, I mean, it was like completely full though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So small room. And yeah, I mean, like you just try to find something fast. And like right whenever I came out, it was that big dude.
Yeah, dead center.
Right dead center. And I am very much, I don't want to say I'm not thinking because I am thinking, but I will absolutely just kind of say whatever. You know, like sometimes the first thing that you think of is the best thing. And it's just like as quickly as you can get it out and say it. I mean, there is some timing and stuff like that, but just try to find something. And people, you also need to remember that they are there to have a good time. So it's like if somebody yells out, "Hey, when are you getting off the stage? I'm here to see Kevin Hart." That's kind of like, okay, there's a huge thing I can use now, you know, because everyone's like, fucking, this lady sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did a show before this guy named Josh Blue.
Is that the guy with the
cerebral palsy?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So I opened for him. I've opened for him a few times, but once was in Columbus at the Funny Bone. 400 people, sold out. I'm hosting, doing 15 minutes at the beginning, and I'm doing the celebrations, and I do a thing with like a lady, it's her birthday, she's like 22, do a thing with a guy, he's divorced, whatever, and I'm like, is anybody in the back celebrating anything? And this guy goes, and people around him are like, ooh. And I was like, what'd you say? And he goes, and then somebody close to me, they were like, he's speaking cursive. And then I said, what did you say? And the third time, clear as day, he said, fuck you, you faggot-looking motherfucker.
Oh, my.
And I was like,
Holy
got super hyped.
Shit.
I was like, let's go. You know, I was like jumping up a little bit. And I was like, what are you and your friends celebrating? Because it was like, we're doing all these celebrations. Nothing. I was like, you're going to say that and then say nothing?
And then, yeah.
Really? I was like, what are you guys celebrating? He didn't say anything. I was like, okay, why do you hate everybody? You seem kind of a hateful person. Said nothing. And then I was like, all right, cool. Have fun with whatever you're celebrating. It's probably racism or whatever.
Yeah.
And that gets like a good laugh. I go into my material, and I even like reference back to that guy like several times. And the set went great. Like went so great. Just from like writing because everybody hated him. And they liked me.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I came off stage, one of these servers, she came up to me and she was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, what do you mean, why? And she was like, what that guy said. And I like had already kind of forgot about it. I was like, oh yeah, he did say like that was crazy, but it like made the set
it worked,
better.
yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, well, if you need to talk to anybody, just like let me know. And I found out right after that once he said that, because like my friends like worked there and like at the door and stuff, so they like threw that guy out instantly. And they're like, oh, he was so drunk or whatever. But it's just like, okay, like it's really, if it would have made me like bomb, I'd have like, man, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
Not for what he said, is because he made me bomb.
Right,
you
right.
know. But the fact that it was like funny now, like it's, you just kind of.
The truly appalling thing about that situation is that the server thought you needed someone to talk
And like,
to
yeah, what is
after
she
that.
talking about?
She was
Like,
being nice.
like you want somebody to
You're
validate
right.
you?
I'm sorry.
Or, like,
You're
No, she probably just wanted to be like, if they hurt your feelings.
oh, okay. So
you
just
know?
like you need a ear to listen.
Yes, or a
Okay.
shoulder to cry
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Something like that.
And you never take hecklers personally?
No, not really.
Don't you get that a lot?
Oh, that I'm
Remember you
gay?
saying that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
get that like I think you said that in your show. You're like,
I
yeah,
do have
get
a
that all
joke
the
about
time.
it, yeah, just because of my voice. I say my S's kind of differently sometimes.
Whoa.
So I got a bunch of jokes. I got one joke about that.
That's good. Embrace it. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I mean, you have to, if you're being fake at all, the audience is like, something's not matching up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I find it beneficial to kind of just say and address everything that's happening, because then people are like, oh shit, this guy's like really here in the moment. If you have these jokes that you have practiced and rehearsed, and you just kind of are this like joke robot where you're just like saying them and not really connecting with them, that's when it doesn't really go well. And you're like kind of forcing your material and it's like not really clicking. But if you can come out, do something quickly on something that's happening right now, and
Right.
everyone's like, oh shit, this guy's really here right now.
And it's like it gives you more credibility because like you're able to like call it on the spot.
Think
You're
on
not,
your
you're
feet.
not
That's
a
tough.
parrot up there just like, "Rah, yeah, what's the deal with that?"
Yeah,
You know,
that's a
you're
really good parrot.
Yeah, you're
is.
yeah, you're able to just go willy nilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite comic?
Yeah.
Bo Burnham.
Damn it.
Kevin
Still.
Hart also.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Shane Gillis. I like Nate Bargatze.
That guy's cool.
I love Dan Soder, Joe List, Chris Allen.
Yeah, obviously you're a connoisseur because you're saying a lot of these names, and
Who do you hate?
I don't know who the fuck they are.
Who do I hate?
Or just like who's like the cringiest comic? Like, oh boy. Doing
That wasn't funny.
that old bit again.
Oh, there are a bunch of comedians like that where you're just like, still.
Like still rocking that.
Dude, I saw this guy. I'm not going to say his name. He's a Columbus dude. I did a show in my hometown when I was, this is like,
Minford, Ohio.
well, yeah, this is
Yeah.
like this was like 12 years ago.
Okay.
I hired this guy that I liked in Columbus. He's going to headline the show. He's going to bring, sometimes you bring people as like a headliner to do like a guest set where it's like 5 minutes, whatever. Brings this dude to do a guest set. And he does like really well. And he tells this joke about this guy who needed a bunch of money because he's behind on his bills and his rent and all this stuff. And then this guy wins $12,000. And he's like, oh my gosh, that's great. You got caught up on all your bills and everything. And the guy's like, nope, I bought 3 snakes and 2 tasers. And he's like, well, how much was that? And he was like, $12,000. And then he's like, I feel like you were just walking down the street. Some guy was like, hey, I have 3 snakes and 2 tasers. And he's like, I'll take him. He's like, how much money do you have? He's like, $12,000. He's like, that's how much it costs.
Perfect.
Whatever. Funny joke. So then I see this dude a decade later. He's at an open mic. And he is doing that same joke. But there's just like no life in it. And he's just kind of like going through the motions. And it's like he took this joke that was very good. And just like not good, and it just wasn't good, and it's just like
You ruined it.
kind of, yeah. Because if your enthusiasm is off,
Right.
or if you don't have any life, you're just kind of going through the motions, then it's like the audience can definitely tell.
Well, it's like a band too. Like when you know, they're as like Survivor. It's like play Eye of the Tiger. I'm like, fuck Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
It's just, was your baby? Now you just,
Old.
deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
But it's nice as a band because then you're like, I don't have to write new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play
I
forever.
can just kind of be like, oh, still playing
Yeah.
Eye of the
Still playing
Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Let's go.
40
That's
years
true.
later.
As a
Yeah.
comedian, it's like people are like, oh, we want to see something else.
Mhm.
You know.
Should we have him lay into us?
I think he already
Can you
has,
do that?
right?
Yeah.
So
I
what's the
guess.
shoulder bit about? Like,
It's just some random.
I mean, like what? Like you got shoulders? Huh?
No, I'd be like, why you have the shoulders of a 7th grade language arts teacher?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Same
I'd
outfit
be like,
too.
Mrs., then I'd call you a woman's name.
That's good. That's good.
That's me.
Yeah.
What's the biggest payout you ever got?
Like money?
Yeah.
I made a children's card game one time. They paid me $30,000.
Wow.
What?
30 grand.
Yeah.
What?
For making a game, like a fun game, like with.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So I'm a writer also.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I did this podcast, and this guy was the engineer of the podcast. He was like, hey, I work for this game company. I want you to come in, and like we have this roast game where you just like look at it and tell us what you think. So I went in there one afternoon. I like look at it, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Maybe change this, maybe do this. They made those changes. I came back like the next week. They had like a new printing of it, and I was like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And they were like, we're going to make these changes one more time. Came in a third time, and then they were like, hey, do you want to just make a game for us, like write a game? I'm like, sure. So it was a company, and there was like a boss and a financial dude or whatever. And yeah, they just kind of said this is what they wanted to do. This was like the brand of the company. And then I just kind of made a game up. There were 3 other comedians that they hired. It was a group of 4 of us. And the promise was like after this, it was like a 6-week trial. And after the 6 weeks was up, they were going to give us all like full-time jobs. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, they were like, we're going to hire me, but they didn't hire the other 3.
So in hindsight, did you get ripped? Was the $30K like they lowball you? Was it
Target
fair?
ended up buying the exclusive rights for $1 million.
Okay. So you got fucked.
Not really, because the game wasn't that good.
Okay.
And is it?
Yeah.
It's appealing to kids, then, right?
Not really. And like the guy that was in charge was this car dealer, and he was a fucking bitch. I mean, he was the fucking biggest. He just sucked so much. And he would be like, he was like, I already know what the funniest thing is. And it's like poop. Like poop and, yeah, more poop stuff. That's funny.
That's fucking gold. Though.
And like, there is nothing that I think is less funny than like toilet humor. Like, there's nothing about like, ooh, and then they pooped everywhere. Or I'm like, that's a good one.
Classic.
And he would just be like, hey, text you like at like 11:30 at night. Like, hey, I'm watching Rick and Morty. Watch Rick and Morty tonight and just take all their stuff. And then it's like, well, you can't really do that. Like,
Yeah.
you can be like inspired by somebody. You can't like take verbatim. So he's like, no. Just take whatever and make it Rick and Morty like that. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
So it's just like weird like hours and just like stuff like that. But me and these 3 other comedians, we make this game, and we originally, because a lot of like they're tabletop games with like cards where it's like apples to apples or Cards Against Humanity, stuff like that. And a lot of the biggest thing with games like that are the mechanics of the game, how it works, the instructions of like you get 5 cards, everybody gets 5 cards, there's 3 cards in the middle, stuff like that. So we kind of developed this game where it's like these illustrated family members of this little family that's a part of their brand or whatever, and then you kind of lay these cards out and they tell stories, like a comic strip type game.
Okay.
We had a bunch of different ways to play it, and it was like really good. And then like as the 6 weeks is getting up, the dude, the boss, he like is now steps in to like see what we're doing, and he just like doesn't understand it. He's like, I don't really get it. So we're trying to explain it to him. He's like, no, there's like not enough poop stuff.
I gotta have more poop.
Verbatim?
Yes. And we're like, okay, like we're trying to maybe do something that's just not that. He's like,
Not
no.
poop stuff.
Like put somebody in a bathroom and make sure there's like poop on the walls. That's
But
funny.
like, how much poop stuff do you have? Like
This guy fucking sucks. And remember the question of who I hated?
Yeah,
I
that
hate
guy.
this guy.
That guy. Okay.
And he ends up not really meshing with the other comedians, so then now they're gone. So now it's like just me and him. We like work on this game for another, I don't even know how long. I mean, another month or 2 or something like that. And it gets so far away from the original thing that we had with the other comedians that it like now starts to like come back to the way we originally had it. And he's like, now I do actually kind of get this. And I'm like, dude, you fucking suck.
Did you ever tell him like it's not funny?
But poop.
Like this
Not-
poop stuff isn't funny.
Not really. And I kind of did, but he was just like, I know best.
Right.
And he had this game where he did rip off Cards Against Humanity and made like a kid's version of it. And there was like a couple different versions, and it just like got popular during the pandemic where people just like bought it. It was like a #1 kids seller on Amazon and all this stuff.
Wow.
So then this financial dude from New York, he got involved with like manufacturing, and then the company started to get bigger, and then that's when they brought on other people and writers and comedians and all this stuff. And I mean, I worked for them for maybe a year and some change, and it was actually a really cool job. I mean, it was like they built this big warehouse where it was going to be like a fantasy factory type thing where people can like
That's
come
cool.
in and just like a creative area, and I would have these other comedians come in. But the dude that was in charge just didn't love the idea. He's like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, oh, we're just like kind of trying to like workshop other ideas. Like, no, like you need to like log onto a computer and like write stuff and like show me what you're doing. I'm like, oh, that's not really how it works.
That's not how it works, man.
And he didn't get that. And that's all he wanted to get was like, I'm a cool, funny guy. And it's like, but you're not.
Yeah, you're
He was
not,
like a
bud.
car dealer, and he had a couple other businesses. He had like this like video game store, and he did have some like ideas, but it was like, you know, the term micromanaging.
Mm-hmm.
He was big on that.
Is this a 9 to 5 kind of gig?
This was a 9 to 5 gig,
Okay.
you know, and at first it really wasn't like that when we did like the 6-week trials, like just come and go as you want, you know, and we were pretty much there from like 9 to 5, but we would like go outside and hang out and get lunch or whatever, and then he was just like, no, like, not anymore. Like, he was like, no, like, come and like sit in here and like just
your cuticle.
yeah, and like watch other stuff and rip it off. That was like his biggest thing, was like rip off other stuff.
Oh.
So make the game, Target buys it, whatever, goes to printing and stuff like that. And I got to do a bunch of cool stuff with them. They sent me to Germany once. I went to Amsterdam a few times. So it was like a cool job, but just the guy was such a fucking buzzkill.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Ran you off.
Then, well, the company actually majorly downsized because they spend a ton of money
On the game.
on everything.
On everything.
Mhm. Which my favorite game that I actually got to do is I worked with this dude. His name's Awkward Yeti. The Awkward Yeti. He's like a guy from Michigan. He has like a couple #1 bestseller books from like the New York Times, stuff like that. And he has a bunch of different games, and it was like all about like the heart and the brain. Like your heart says this and your brain says this or whatever. So him and I worked together on like developing this game. It was a personality game where there would be a question, and it would say, you know, like, oh, at a party, I always do what? And there would be a heart answer, a brain answer, and there was a Yeti answer because he was the Awkward Yeti. So it would be like your heart says, try to fall in love. Your brain says, go into the kitchen and see if anybody needs help with whatever. And the Yeti's like, find whipped cream and spray it on somebody or whatever.
Right.
So me and this dude like developed this game, and that was like my favorite thing that I ever did with the company. But it never really, like, we made a couple versions of it, but as far as like it going to market and stuff like
Never
that,
got that far.
no.
You've done a lot. You've done.
Yeah, man.
You have an interesting resume, which is cool. It's
Thank
different.
you. The best thing I'm at is probably cutting grass. I'm so good at cutting grass.
So
Well,
good.
Menford, Ohio.
There
so
it is, baby. You said it right.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yep. Well, I can tell you're wrapping up. Anything you guys want to?
Anything you?
When's this gonna come out?
Yeah, 2 weeks. We're kind of.
Will it come out before October 12th?
Is that a special
It
day?
should.
You guys celebrations in the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm shooting a comedy special,
Oh, okay.
October 12th.
What kind of comedy special?
It'll be stand-up comedy,
Well,
but after,
But-
when it's all done,
where is it going? You can't tell us.
it'll just be on YouTube. Like, no one's buying it
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever. But when it's all done, it won't just be like, I'm gonna do like 30 minutes of stand-up for it, but so I do music stuff too with my friend Austin. So we're gonna like, I'm really big on making stuff for how people are gonna view it. Like, some people will be like, oh, that stand-up special wasn't that good because it's in a big theater or whatever. I'm working on making a special that'll like be from your phone. So like, 'cause
Okay.
people will be watching it from their phone.
Okay.
So there'll be like stand-up in it, but I'm shooting the stand-up portion on October 12th.
Where at?
Yeah, we're at.
The Attic.
Okay. Well, you have to get us the details.
It's at the Attic. It's October 12th.
He just said it.
Okay. Is there a time when we should
8
show up
p.m.
at this
8
fucking
p.m.
place?
7:50.
7:50 p.m.
7:45. Riley, he's a bartender. He's a little
7:45.
slow sometimes. So
At
maybe-
the Attic.
Well, you don't
Tip your
want to drink.
bartender.
So
No, probably not. Probably not a
Good.
good idea.
Yeah.
Good. And
We
don't,
drink.
I mean, I
we smoke
can.
crack.
Don't
But we definitely will break into a fucking firehouse.
Yeah, and
fucking
Smoke
crack.
Smoke
Smoking
a
crack.
pee.
yeah.
Okay. Well, don't drink. They have
Okay.
liquid death there.
Thank you. That's good. It's
We
good
can
water.
Zen.
It's
Okay.
good water.
We can zen like a motherfucker.
We can zen.
Should we zen one more time before we get out of here?
But you can't
I don't know if
handle
you
2 in
put
a
2
day.
in.
Probably not.
You're already an addict. We already got you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I could
you're
have told you
wanting
that
more,
already.
Yeah. Yeah, we got you.
But yeah, October 12th.
The Attic, Columbus, Ohio.
Yep.
7:45 p.m.
7:45
8 p.m. start. You can buy tickets through my link tree,
on your Instagram.
which is the Henry Allen. The Henry Allen. I don't know how to say it
I think either
What?
way. Either.
because
Either, either.
I'll be like the Henry Allen. People will be like the Henry Allen.
No, like
I'm
the
Yeah.
Ohio State University. Tell them
yes, but what if
The-
I'm in Miami?
that. What do you mean?
Oh,
What if I'm
you-
doing a show where I'm like the Ohio State University? They're like, what?
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess
So many
people wouldn't understand
unknowns
that.
here.
Mm-hmm.
What's best to be on the show? You like opening, closing, middle? What's the best?
I like headlining. I like whatever it's a show that I'm headlining where people are coming to see me.
Okay.
Because then it's like they kind of already know what they're getting.
They're your
into.
people.
Yeah, they kind of know what I'm gonna be, like not the vibe that I'm gonna do, but I like that. I like doing the Attic a lot. It's a smaller room, about 80 people. So if it's not, I don't like opening, and that's what I do mostly. Like I'll go on the road with my friend Jason Banks. I'll open for him a lot, and I just always am like going first, which I'm happy to do. But there's like it's more of a
And there's
fight.
that drunk lady in the crowd that's like, where the
Yes.
fuck's the headliner?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like you got to kind of fight that. But sometimes it's nice to be the middle as well. So it's like the first guy hosts, he's doing whatever, and then you just come up and just do like 20 minutes, and then you're like, peace. It's almost like the sweet spot.
So you're allowed to leave after the sets. They don't make you stay until like
Yeah.
everybody's done.
They don't make you do anything.
And what's like if you get a
That's
paid
nice.
gig? Like how's that work? You get paid beforehand, or like you come back from your set? He's like, here
You're
you go.
obsessed with how much money I make. Do you just want to see my fucking?
No. I just
They usually there's different ways. They can either usually pay you after, but sometimes they pay you before.
you ever been stiff by like a shady?
Yeah, that for River Days, that dude never paid me.
What?
That's bullshit.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Fuck you,
$100.
River Days guys.
His name's Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. Fuck you.
Well,
No,
I mean,
He didn't
yes,
say it. Aaron
yes
said
and
it.
No.
I said it.
Make sure to not bleep that.
Don't believe that. Leave that in, Brandon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thanks for coming out.
for
Hey,
coming out
thanks
to
for
my
having
fucking
me.
bedroom.
See ya
And
at,
Anytime, bud.
what's it
especially because
called?
we just met once. I was like, hey, fuck, come to my.
No, I thought you were cool.
Oh, thank you. That's nice.
But for you, nah, you're cool.
That's
Just
cool.
try to chill out on the boy humor. Are you familiar with what boy humor is?
It's kind of like poop humor.
A lot of
humor?
poop stuff, a lot of R stuff.
I just like anything uncomfortable. I like things people say you're not supposed to talk about. That's what I like.
Alrighty.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And with that, I pass.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, brother.